Hello, so today we're going to start this pop-up, Please Get Me the Moon collage. And we're going to be drawing a self-portrait, a picture of ourselves, and put ourselves on a ladder based from that story, Papa Get Me the Moon by Eric Carle. So the way that we're going to start is we're going to start with the background paper first. You're going to get a black placemat, a white piece of paper, some blue and white paint, and a paintbrush. The first thing you need to do is write your name on your paper and the day you have art. Day A, day B, day C. You're going to flip it over and we're going to work vertical, so you're going to work tall ways, and you're going to paint horizontal lines going across your paper. And we're going to do a double dipping technique. So typically when we paint one color, rinse our paintbrush off, and we paint a new color. In this case, we're not going to be rinsing our paintbrush off between colors. We'll just be double dipping and letting the colors mix in our paper. So you're going to dip your paintbrush in blue to start with, and then you're going to paint a blue stripe going across the top of your paper, back and forth, side to side. You're not going to push your paintbrush, you're going to pull. Dip it in the white, paint back and forth, and see how the white and the blue mix, and they make a lighter version of the blue. Back in the blue, back and forth. Make sure you fill in all the white spaces and you go from one edge to the other. The reason we have the black paper underneath our work is so that we paint the whole paper. Some people kind of just stay right here in the middle and they don't paint all the way across. You need to go all the way across. Dip in the blue. You can press your paintbrush down and get a wide stroke, or if you keep your paintbrush a little bit up high and you don't push down real hard, then it's a thinner paint stroke. You're going to paint from top all the way to the bottom and fill in all the paper. Don't leave any white paper showing. So when you get to the bottom, it's a little tricky because you either have to get your fingers messy or you kind of have to be careful not to move the paper. So when you're finished, this painting is going to go on the drying rack. You're going to put your black placemat back over by the sink. I'll come around and get your paint trays, and you're going to have to put your paintbrushes in the sink to be rinsed out. So on the following day, when your paint is dry, you're going to start to build your ladder. And you're going to start with some strips of brown paper. And you want to start with the vertical ladder, the part that goes up and down. And what I want you to do is take your glue and draw a line of glue inside. Don't put the line of glue right along the edge of your paper. Put it a little bit inside, and you don't want it to go all the way to the tippy top because you want to leave room for your moon and stars. And you're going to do another line on the other side. And then you're going to take the strips of brown and you're going to lay them in the glue, sitting on top of each other. And then this strip will be too long, so I'm going to take this strip and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut it in half and put that on top here. And try to make sure it's nice and straight. And then you're going to do the slats going across. They're called rungs on a ladder that you step up onto and hold onto as you pull yourself up the ladder. So you're going to put a line of glue, maybe do 2 for each section of your ladder that you did. And then you don't need to cut these, you can just glue these going straight across. And they're almost as wide as your paper. You don't want to put the rungs too close together. Leave some space between them or it won't look like a ladder. It'll look more like a dock on the water. So you want to leave some openings in the wooden slats. Now you're going to add a moon and stars. So I'm going to have some pre-cut stars for you. I might have some big ones and some small ones. And I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 of them, and you can put these stars anywhere in the sky that you want, but they shouldn't touch the ladder. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue and glue these stars on. And then I'm also going to give you a moon. And I'm going to give you a full moon that looks like this, but you don't have to keep it a full moon. If you want, glue it down, that's fine. If you want to make it more of a crescent moon, then you're just going to cut a curved line out of it, and then you have a nice crescent moon. And you can add that up at the top. And it's okay if your stars stick up off the paper or your moon sticks up off the paper, that's okay. And then this will go in the drying rack to dry. And then you're going to start to create your self-portrait. And I'm going to give you a little pattern and some paper, And this pattern might be a little tight fit, so make sure it fits on your paper, and you're going to carefully trace around it with your pencil. And this is going to be tricky because there's lots of little crooks and crevices, and your person's going to want to kind of move on you as you trace it. So you might want to work in partners and work with a neighbor and have your neighbor hold the pattern down while you trace, and then you hold the pattern down for your neighbor while they trace. Work as a team. So you're going to trace around this with your pencil. If you make a mistake, move the pattern and erase. So I keep moving my pattern and get it back in the right space. And it should look like this. This should look like this, or this should look like this when you're done. If one arm's skinny or one leg is short, you need to erase and try again. So it's going to take you a little bit of time. You might not be able to get it right on the first try. Now I want you to give them some clothes. So you're gonna add 2 lines here at the ankles for the pants, and then a line across the waist for the pants. Decide if you want short sleeves or long sleeves. Let me zoom in. So if you want short sleeves, you're gonna put lines here. If you want long sleeves, you put them at the wrist. So I'm gonna do short sleeves. You need a collar on your shirt. It could be a V, a U, whatever you want. And then for the face, let's start with the eyes first. The eyes are the hardest to draw. They kind of go right in the middle of your face, and you're going to draw 2 ellipse shapes. So like 2 football shapes. And just do the best you can. If you have to draw ovals, that's fine too. Then inside the ellipses, you draw a big circle. And this is the colored part of your eye. So if you ever hear somebody say, oh, you have blue eyes, or you have brown eyes, or I have blue eyes, this is the part of the color, and then you need the little black dot inside the colored part. Okay, now you need a nose. So you're going to draw a curved line for the nose. And then you can give yourself a smile, a big smile, or if you want to give yourself a smile with some teeth. And you draw a curved line, a smile line, and the line across, and then some line. So now you need hair. So if you have long hair, your hair is going to go down to your shoulders. If you have shorter hair, it's going to stay here. So if you're a boy, you're going to just draw short hair. So you're just going to basically draw a zigzag line going across the top of the head. If you're a girl, maybe if you're like me and you don't have short hair on your forehead, then you're going to erase that. Or I'm going to erase this to show you what it would look like if you have hair like me, all one length. You're going to draw a V, like an upside down V. So a V like this on the hair, and then going up over the head, you're going to draw a line that goes up, over the head, and back down the other side. And then you can erase the top of the head if you want. And then you have nice long hair. You can add a few lines here if you want to show that that's hair. Okay, if you want to put something on your shirt, like maybe a star or an apple or something that you like to draw, if you want to add that, a rainbow to the shirt, you can. You don't have to. The shirt can be all one color. I'm going to add some pockets to my pants. Then you're ready to outline with marker. And you're probably going to want to use a skinnier marker for your face so that you don't lose those details. Because if you drew your face really, really small, if you use a big marker, it kind of just makes everything look like a big black smudge. If your marker starts to die on you, like right here it's starting to get a little gray, you can either get a new marker, or you can go a little bit slower with the marker and don't draw so fast, and sometimes it'll still make that dark mark for you. But this one's kind of dying on me, so I'm going to get a different one. Alright, I forgot to talk about the feet. We need shoes on. So I like to do tennis shoes. So I add the front of the shoe and the sole of the shoe, and then I add some laces. And if you want to add some shoe bow laces, you can. Now we're ready to color in. So we're going to use multicultural crayons, and I want you to find a crayon that's close to the color of your skin. So it might not match perfectly, but something that's close. And you're going to color in your face. and your neck. Now, if you have space, you might want to add some eyebrows above your eyes. All right, then I'm going to color in my arms and my hands. If you did a long sleeve shirt, then you would just color in your hands and not your arms. And then after that, pick a color that matches your hair. So if you have blonde hair, you're going to use a yellow. If you have red hair, you use a red or a scarlet color. If you have brown hair, you use a brown crayon. If you have black hair, you use a black crayon. And then pick a color for your eyes. Your eyes are green or blue or brown. And then for your clothes, you can color them any color you want. So you're going to color in your portrait until it looks like this. So I did a heart. I forgot to do the color of my eyes, but everything else is colored in pretty good. And so now you're ready to cut out. When you cut your person out, you need to be really careful and go slow. And I want you to cut on the outside of that black line. So take your time and go around very carefully. Stay right on the outer edge of that black line and don't cut. Try not to cut a hand or an arm or a leg off. If you accidentally cut something off, I will tape it back on for you. Let's see if you can be real careful and cut your self-portrait, the picture of you, out all in one piece. After you get your self-portrait cut out all in one piece, nice and neat, then you're going to get your ladder, your background paper, and you get to glue yourself on anywhere on the ladder you want. You can glue it right in the middle, you can glue it near the top, it can be over to one side hanging off your paper. What I want you to think about before you put glue on the back of your person is, are you just going to put them smack dab in the middle, or do you want them to hang off a little bit? If you want them to hang off a little bit, make sure you don't put glue on that side. So I'm going to have mine hang off. So this is the side I don't want to put glue, so I'm going to flip it over, and I know this side is the side I do want to put glue. So I'm going to just put a little line of glue on this side of my person, of my self-portrait, and I'm going to glue her on right here. I'm going to try and make sure she stays flat, and then you'll go put this on the drying rack to dry, and you will be completed with your Papa Please Get Me the Moon collage. Good job, kindergarten.